Steph with Steph's Rock Show. We are back on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube with 2 members of Lift the Curse. Thanks, guys, for coming by.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Steph. Pumped to be here.
So you guys are in Texas. What part of Texas?
You first, Ryan.
So I'm up in the Waco, Texas area. I've lived up here for about a decade now.
Yep, I'm right in Austin, Texas, Steph. So as we'll probably get to, you know my sister. So I'm from Northern California. I've been out here since 2012 in Austin.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, that was so funny that Instagram has connected me to new bands. It's really cool. They figured out I'm a podcast and I want to interview all the musicians, especially up and coming ones. And so I just saw your band and was like, this is a cool band. I want them to come on. And then when I detailedly started to research you guys, I'm like, I went to college with John's sister. So what world? And I lived in Austin for a year too in 2011. I went to South by Southwest and I didn't come home.
That's how it happens.
Yeah. It's I love that city. So how did you two meet?
We met through a musical friend, actually. So Lift the Curse is literally 2 years old as of April. But we were in another band called Trine ATX for 8+ years. And that was a trio. We're just 2 in Lift the Curse. But the third member, his name's Deuce. I met him off Craigslist in like my first or second year here in Austin. And
I love Craigslist.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then he knew Ryan, and we were in another band of 5 of us, and Ryan played drums in that band and I played guitar in that band. But that's how we met.
Oh, wait, cool. And now it's just a duo project.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a drummer play live with us, but recording and writing and everything we do is pretty much just us 2.
Okay. Do you guys want to find a drummer eventually if you tour or whatnot?
Ooh, that's a great question. We have a go-to. His name's Kyle Vanderhoof. He's a badass. He's kind of our go-to, and we have one other. Kevin Abonante that joins us too, but in terms of like in the actual band, as of now, no. Like it's works really well just doing the 2 of us. It's really easy and efficient, but long term maybe.
You guys are in a committed relationship right now, so
very coming up on almost 10 years for us. So common law marriage maybe.
That's longer than most marriages. Yeah. So Overtake, there's an album out now.
Yep, came out on the 26th.
Okay, cool. So it's brand new.
Yeah. So Stefan, just 2 years again. April 2022 is when we started Lift the Curse. This is our Overtake's our 3rd album, so we've been really busy.
That's badass.
Yeah.
When are you guys hitting the road or touring around?
Another good question. Kind of right now, just playing local.
Around Texas? Oh, we lost Ryan.
It was such a good answer. There you go. You're good.
There we go. He ghosted me. He was like, we're actually going on tour right now. And then he just left.
So I gotta leave.
Yeah, out the door. Well, that's cool. Like, so local Texas shows for now, Dallas, Houston, Austin, right around there.
Yeah, but looking to venture out and hopefully get on a tour soon.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, next one, Steph, do you know El Nino?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're playing with El Nino and Flaw on June 19th. That's our next show here in Austin. We kind of have a home base club here. We play Come and Take It Live. It's kind of where we play the most, but that's coming up next month.
You know what's bummed? I heard Red 7 closed, and I used to love that place.
That place was badass. Yeah, it closed. It's been a few years now. I can't remember if that was a COVID casualty or not, but that venue was so awesome. So awesome.
I used to host Miss Red 7, just an excuse to get girls on stage and tell them to take their tops off and be like the rocker girl of the month. And that was really fun to just play around.
That's so cool.
So what kind of sound do you guys have? What do you guys sound like if no one's heard you?
I mean, it's a pretty big mixture. I would say our influences range from Killswitch Engage, Breaking Benjamin. John loves the 80s. I love parts of the 80s. I don't know. It's kind of a mixed bag, but I would say it's definitely the guitar work has metal influences, vocals, maybe more like mainstream rock influences, and yeah, it's just it's a wide plethora of what we try to do.
Nice. What age did you guys start playing music or knowing that you wanted to get into music?
So when I was growing up, my dad played drums in a band, and so I was kind of around it from the time I was about 2 years old. And he later on in life told me that he would leave instruments around the house. So I kind of curiosity, 5 years old, 6 years old, running around the house playing on guitars, drums, bass. And I I didn't actually start playing an instrument till I was about 10. Got a drum kit, started doing that. And then my dad showed me a couple chords on the guitar, and then the songwriting bug hit, and I was like, I got to write songs. So started singing, and yeah, here we are. I'm 35 now. So it's been a
Couple years.
sure.
So you do most of the songwriting, Ryan, or?
No, it's a total collaboration. The beautiful
Okay.
about me and John, and the reason that I'm not going to say have stuck together for so long. We have this cohesiveness when it comes to writing, and an understanding of, hey, let's try to make that part better, or let's, if it's not flowing, we know to kind of take a step back and change things up. So no, it's a back and forth. He'll send me a riff that he came up with, or even, almost a whole song idea, and then I had some drums, some vocals. We go back and forth, and it's kind of the process gets written together.
You co-parent the band well. So John, when did
We
you
do.
start like music? When did you get in?
Yeah, I was like 12, 13, middle school. I was like hardcore all baseball all year round from like 5 to 12, 13. Got a first guitar, me and a couple of friends. We decided to start a band. None of us had ever played anything ever. So thankful to our parents for letting us make a lot of really bad noise for multiple years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was middle school. So I'm literally a year younger than Ryan, so 34. But it's been officially about 20-ish years. But it's been a freaking blast. And one of the kind of uniqueness about us is we kind of did some like COVID stuff before COVID. So Ryan lives about 90 minutes from me and always has. So we actually started recording remotely years before COVID. So when
Oh,
COVID hit,
wow.
kind of why we were able to do and why we were able to do so much music is we literally use the same software. We just share files over Google Drive and just go back and forth until songs are done. And we've done that for years. So, when COVID hit, we just had more time to do that. So it's been
It
very,
is
very
neat
efficient.
that something positive came out of that time, and a lot of us learned how to interview over the internet, or it made it more possible to interview people in different states and different countries, or also the listeners became accustomed to it. You didn't have to be face to face, and it didn't hinder people wanting to watch the interview, that it was, even overseas. I love it. I've got a band in Sweden coming on
Ooh.
later today, and I'm like, I love like Finnish and Swedish
Oh,
metal.
they're my favorite. So, like most of my favorite bands are Swedish bands.
Yeah,
Love
it's
them.
a whole different, it's like hardcore, and then there's something kinda soft about it, and they're all hot. I don't know, I'm on board.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, Steph, do you know like it's kind of that new wave of hair metal, but I went on Monsters of Rock cruise actually February 2020, but like
I'm
Heat,
so jealous.
Heat and Hardcore Superstar, those bands,
Yeah.
those are like some of my favorites. But I went specifically to see Heat, and within 20 minutes of being on the boat, I met the singer, and he was like the nicest guy on the planet, and he was in Skid Row up until recently. If you followed
No
that whole
way.
thing,
I've always wanted to go on
ah,
one of those Monsters of Rock cruises, and I've never been, and it's
oh,
on my checklist, my bucket list.
do it. Yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
So what else have you guys found on Craigslist besides each other?
Oh man, back in the day, honestly, just other random music friends. Like I used to trade guitars like crazy through there, but I have guys that I'm still friends with now. Have you heard of a band called Fire from the Gods by
I
chance?
haven't.
Check them out. They're technically Austin based, but they've blown up. They're on I think the same label as like Papa Roach and From Ashes to New and some of those bands. So
Oh,
they're
nice.
on big festivals and all that stuff. But yeah, I traded guitars with one of their guitar players 10 years ago, and we're still friends. And he actually recommended me for a tour that I went on a few years ago with a band called The Browning. So just some weird connections, but that was all Craigslist based.
I found some
So,
bad roommates on Craigslist over the
oh,
years in LA to Austin,
yikes.
and it's been exciting though. It's like stuff to
Yeah.
talk about. But have you, Ryan, had any like strange Craigslist, encounters?
No, not really. I'm definitely thankful for Craigslist, because that's how I meet John and whatnot. But no, I try to steer clear of that.
No misconnections
Thank you. I
on
was just
there?
gonna say that was the like literally the section, right? Called misconnections.
Yeah, I read it sometimes when I'm bored to go to bed because I'm like, it's kind of romantic. It's cute.
Very.
But I think we've stopped going up in person to people and just saying like, "You're cute. Do you want to go out?" We're like, "Oh, 2 days later, I'm going to write it on a random site and hope that they come across it." That's
Yep.
sad.
It is.
We
Yes.
we need to get more in person, not be afraid to say what we want to say.
True
Um,
that.
so okay, where do we find your guys' album? Is it just everywhere right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Click
Everywhere.
on
Spotify,
Linktree, Apple
YouTube,
Music, Spotify.
all of them. Yeah, we go through DistroKid, which most bands probably do, and there's so many different things to click that you wouldn't even know are out there. But Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all the main ones, Amazon, all that stuff.
Is there a producer you guys would like to collab with or work with in the future?
Oh man, great question.
Yes is the easy answer, but Ryan, you go first.
I don't think anybody specifically, just that's one of the things that John and we've always been kind of self-produced, and so um, while we like that and we get to kind of call the shots and whatnot, work with industry professionals and maybe fine tune certain things inside of a studio and whatnot. So definitely open to it for sure.
Would you guys ever relocate? Or are you stuck on Texas?
Ooh.
I think Ryan, that's a hard no. I would if for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd have to put Ryan in a suitcase and just close it up
Oh,
and bring him
100%.
with you. Yeah.
I would do it.
you'd have to blindfold me or one of those. Yeah, for sure. I mean it's music's a dream of ours and always has been, and that's why we've stuck with it for so long. So yeah, if the reasons were right, I definitely wouldn't say no immediately.
Financially too. I think if there's an offer on the table that you can't say no to, that can, hinder people's ability to want to stay in a certain place.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and stopping by the new podcast. Everyone check out Lift the Curse. I love the music video at the top of your guys' Instagram. So everybody definitely go watch that. And I hope you guys tour out to California so I could see you guys live.
Most definitely. No, Steph, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.